As you know, the Prime Minister is in China. He's there for 6 days. Yeah, remember, this is the same bloke who spent less than 6 hours on the ground in Alice Springs during a law and order crisis 2 years ago, but he's spending 6 days in China. Anthony Albanese will meet Premier Li and President Xi Jinping tomorrow in Beijing. So Albo, who is yet to meet the US president, will line up for his 4th meeting with the Chinese president. It's awkward, isn't it? A bloke who's in suite with the nation's great strategic threat, but he's at odds with our great alliance partner, the US, which happens to be the great security guarantor in our region and has been since the war. And there have been awkward moments for Albo, with leaked comments that the US is demanding to know whether Australia can be relied upon to join any US defence of Taiwan in the event of conflict with China. The PM was stuck in China trying to say nothing about public undertakings or private discussions.
Well, in private, by definition, that's in private. So you don't take private comments at a media conference. We engage in a mature way. That's the way that we deal with our relationships.
To be fair, Albanese's made the right call here. He's right to maintain strategic ambiguity on this issue. You don't speculate on hypothetical wars. But what this tells us is that Washington is wary about Albo, conscious of his extended China visit and happy to make it difficult for him. Albo is being played from both ends, so that while he was in Shanghai kowtowing to China, he was still striving to find a way in with the Trump administration after years of bagging Trump and more than 6 months since the president's election, trying to set up a first meeting.
I've met with US representatives. Our Australian government ministers have been to the United States, and I've been to the United States as well just a couple of weeks ago. I look forward to a constructive engagement with President Trump. We have had 3 constructive phone conversations. I look forward to that happening between now and the end of the year. G20, Quad, APEC, a range of meetings, as well as, of course, the potential for a visit, another visit to the United States.
Or maybe he can try and catch up with Trump on a quick visit to the bathroom, the way Kevin Rudd did down in Florida earlier this year. This isn't just Albo's mess. This is where he's put our nation, offside with our key ally and dancing to the tune of a communist dictatorship that was happy to impose punitive tariffs and trade bans that hurt us economically just because we wanted full disclosure on the origins of COVID. The trouble is, Albanese makes excuses for China. Remember those live firing exercises undertaken without warning by a Chinese Navy spy flotilla that disrupted air routes between Australia and New Zealand? Albo didn't protest to China, he actually defended it.
Well, China issued, in accordance with practice, an alert that it would be conducting these activities, including the potential use of live fire. It's outside of Australia's exclusive economic zone. Well, this is activity that has occurred in waters consistent with international law. The notification has occurred.
Nothing to see there, hey? Yet when the Trump administration imposed steel tariffs, much less damaging or punitive than China's trade sanctions against Australia, Albanese was more aggressive.
The administration's tariffs have no basis in logic, and they go against the basis of our two nations' partnership. This is not the act of a friend.
Even in China today, Albo was again talking down the intrusions of Chinese spy vessels.
That would be nothing unusual that has happened in the past. And I'll continue to assert Australia's national interest as I do.
Yeah, sure you do, Albo. Albanese is weak. Along with Foreign Minister Penny Wong, he belongs to the socialist left faction of the Labor Party, the home of anti-American, anti-Israeli, anti-capitalist and pro-China ideological warriors. The Labor right, traditionally dedicated to fight back against those positions, well, it's lost its power and it's got no strong leaders in Canberra anymore. So on foreign policy, Australia is drifting away from the US and the defence of freedom, democracy, sovereign rights and global order. That's why the Albanese government has been so pathetic on Israel. It's why they've shifted Australia into the United Nations consensus crowd when we were once a voice of strong values. And now, as we're seeing before our very eyes, Australia is drifting into the orbit of China, bedazzled by the export prospects and hoping that security threats never manifest themselves. Because we know when it comes to freedom, democracy, sovereign rights and global order, China could not care less.